events of one night casting a white-hot spotlight on a crisis in America.
This is not just a Steubenville problem. This is a nationwide problem.
We're going to talk about being a student athlete and drinking alcohol. The worst information that I hear given to college students and student athletes and high school students about alcohol is don't be stupid. Now, what is don't be stupid? What does that mean? Can we agree that don't be stupid is different from person to person? And it's certainly different from household to household. Some people's don't be stupid is don't drink more than 2 shots. Other people's don't be stupid is don't drink on an empty stomach. Then there's other people's don't be stupid is if you're going to sexually assault someone, if you're going to rape someone, if you're going to take advantage of someone, at least wait till they drank too much and they're unable to recollect what's going on. They're passed out drunk. That's when you do it. Have some common decency. Golly. See how stupid that sounds? But what do I know? I'm just a person that failed the 6th grade and the 8th grade special education classes. Wouldn't have went to college if it wasn't for basketball. I'm sure there's people that are a lot cooler than me that can give you better information. But my question is, where are those people at and why haven't they already given you this information? I'll wait.
Hoop loud, you.
Yes, indeed, Big Brother Bear here to give you all that you want and what you need. And today, I'm so excited to have this conversation because this is the reason why I started this channel 4 years ago. I wanted to have conversations about this very topic. Things that's actually going to help you on your journey for being a student athlete. Listen, I know this may lose me some subscribers, but I don't care about who goes Division 1. I can care less. Yes, I have some videos up about how you can do it, but that is not my focus of this channel. Because I know that it doesn't matter what level that you play at, if you don't have the character, the integrity, the hard work, the tenacity, both in your sport and in the classroom, you won't be there long anyway. So by me just pushing you to a Division 1 is not going to help you. But this stuff, how to navigate being a student athlete, means everything. How to have a sense of self-worth without the game. That's why I came up with this channel. What classes it take, what majors it take, best kept practices as far as study habits, how to talk to your coach about different things, how to learn from the mistakes of other people before you get to it. These are the things that I want this channel to be around. In this video that I'm talking about today, I couldn't be more excited. Now, a quick disclaimer, this video has nothing to do with demonizing, criminalizing, vilifying anyone that wants to drink alcohol. If you want to drink alcohol and you're of age, there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to drink alcohol, that's your business. If you're being responsible, what's wrong with that? Having a social life, there's nothing wrong with it, okay? I want to make sure that I make that abundantly clear. Secondly, I also want to let you know that you have a choice. Don't let the media, don't let the magazines, the movies gas you up into believing that drinking alcohol, drugs, yada, 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 is just a part of college life. You're just supposed to do it because that's what everybody's doing. It's a rite of passage. That's a lie, okay? You're looking at somebody who's never tasted a drop of alcohol. I didn't go to college to drink alcohol. I didn't drink alcohol in high school. I don't drink it now as an adult, okay? I created my own narrative as far as college is concerned. I had a blast in college, and it didn't involve alcohol. You can have a blast in college with or without alcohol, but you need to understand that you get to pick that narrative. Don't think that you have to do a certain thing because everybody else is doing it. Be a leader. Use your brain. I don't have to do this. I can have fun how I want to have fun. If that includes alcohol, if you're of age and you're actually planning accordingly, then do that. But if that doesn't include alcohol, have enough inside you to say, nah, I'm cool. I'm not gonna do that. So this video is the pregame before the game. It's the scout report before the real game. So I'm giving you everything that I can give you as far as before you get to the kickback, before you get to the party, before you get to the club, before you get to wherever the bonfire, wherever you're going that's gonna have alcohol. I'm giving you this game right now. Now, if you're interested in the game time as far as, okay, now that I'm at the location, how do I decipher between what I should do once I'm here? I can make that video as well. Y'all just gotta let me know in the comments. Number one, listen, I know this is not for everybody. Everybody doesn't think like this. But let's not be naive and think that no one thinks like this. There's some people that go to kickbacks, that go to parties, that go to clubs with the intent of taking advantage of someone because they know that certain someone has a lot of alcohol in them or they're under the influence and not able to decipher things as clearly as they would if they weren't under the influence. We know that to be true with some people. Not all people, with some people. Let me tell you something. No one can give you consent for sex while they're drunk. They most certainly can't do it when they're passed out. And you may say, well, Bill, that's common sense. Well, I don't think it's common sense. In fact, after case after case after case, we see it on college campuses where it's not so common sense. There's a case with Vanderbilt football team where this has happened.
Grabbed national attention after Vandenberg and 3 of his teammates were accused of sexually assaulting a fellow student in a college dorm room after a night of drinking.
We look at Steubenville in Ohio at a high school where this happened, where a young lady was taken advantage of. These individuals went so far as to put it on social media.
Went viral. Mays in Richmond carrying the 16-year-old girl who appears to be unconscious by her hands and feet. This YouTube video showing another student who wasn't involved laughing about the incident.
She is so great.
High school football players convicted of sexually assaulting a 16-year-old girl 2 years ago.
What if that was your daughter? But it isn't. What? If that was my daughter, I wouldn't care. I'd just let her be dead.
The victim's life was splashed all over the internet in this photo. The picture circulated widely on social media before the trial, sparking public outrage. It shows a seemingly unconscious teenage girl carried by 2 young men.
And there's a slew of other cases as well where people feel like because you're under the influence that I'm going to take advantage of you. Now, this is not every party, this is not every kickback. I'm not trying to make a blanketed statement, but I don't want you to think that this is some rarity, that this doesn't happen very often, because it does happen. I'll put those links in the description below so you can go and look at these cases. But high school and college, this happens where people get liquored up, they have some alcohol in them, and they don't make the best decisions. But while we're on the topic of sex, let me go ahead and say this as well. Just because you're drinking alcohol doesn't mean you deserve to be sexually assaulted. Doesn't mean you deserve for any mistreatment because you drink alcohol or you're around some people who drink alcohol. That's not what that is at all. That is false. That's not factual. So we want to make sure we dispel that altogether. The second thing I want to put on the Scout Report is number 2. The second thing I want to make sure that I put on the pregame Scout Report is be mindful of the pictures that you're in. A lot of times people want to commemorate the moment by putting it on social media. Be mindful of what pictures you're in, the ones you're tagged in, the one you take. Be mindful of those pictures because those pictures could be the damning thing that actually hurts you in the long run. And you don't know who's going to be watching them. You don't know whether it be future employers, whether it be, you don't know. So my thing is, be mindful of pictures being taken. Number 3. Now, drinking is a grown man, grown woman sport. Okay, it's grown man activity. Let me just say that it's adults. Grown man, grown woman, however you identify, it's for adults. So if you're going to be an adult, then we need to do this the right way. That means that we need to plan ahead. We need to plan ahead. So planning ahead means if you're going to be drinking alcohol, you should already know who's going to be the driver that's going to be taking you there. You should already be knowing who's going to be the driver taking you back. You should already have a backup driver, just in case that driver that we said was going to be our driver gets some mixed feelings. They get to the kickback and they change their mind, and now they're drinking when they're not supposed to be drinking. Now they're drinking, and now we're all drunk. Who's my next designated driver to get back? We also want to plan ahead as it relates to classes are concerned. Making sure that we leave in time, that we can still make it to class, because obviously school is still important, right? No one said you can't have a social life, but if that social life is costing you while you're actually there, that's a problem. And the same thing for practice. Do we have an early morning practice the next day? We need to be mindful of that. If we have an early morning practice the next day, we have to ask ourselves, is this the right night that we should be partying? Or if we're going to do it anyway, make sure that we get back in time, that we have enough time to still make it to practice, and still have enough time to rest up before practice. It was just adult decisions to make. Like, you want to drink, being an adult of 20, you're 21 years old, then we need to think about this, and we need to plan beforehand. Number 4, just like sports, the ability to anticipate is often the reason for wins and losses. If you can anticipate, if you can anticipate and read the defense before it happens, you can see what happens before it happens. I need you to have that same perspective as it relates to going to parties, kickbacks, get-togethers, That same mentality. When you walk into the room, scope out the scene. Like, what do you see? And try to, and I need you to anticipate what can happen if you see these things. So if you see underage drinking, what could happen with that, right? Is that going to end well, right? If you see some people that are doing drugs, if someone were to show up and see that, well, are we going to win this game or we're going to lose this game? If you have some individuals that's talking about fighting, that kind of stuff, is that a good thing that we should just go ahead and whip out our cameras and say, well, I'm glad we have front row seats? Or should I go ahead and leave because I realize that this may not end well and I probably need to get up out of here? Are you at a party that talks of vandalizing or defacing property is something that a lot of people are going to be doing there? If that's the case, then you might want to anticipate and get up out of there. I'll keep this one short. This 5. My last one is this. Realize that you are in a fishbowl. I said this in some videos beforehand, but it's not fair, but it's reality. When you're a student athlete, people are going to notice that you're at this doggone party before they know of anybody else. All right, so if that's going to be the case, then you need to make sure that you handle yourself accordingly. You got to understand that the stakes are so much higher for you than it is for just a student that just goes to class and comes back to the dorm room. It's different for you. So if you know that, then you need to move in a way that's indicative of that, right? Because here's the thing. Trouble, there's so many people that you have to answer to when being a student athlete. There's an athletic director, there's your coach, right? There's the dean of students or whatever hierarchy, whatever it is for the university as a whole. That's 3 already. Now, if this gets back to your parents or your guardian, that's 4. Whereas if you're a traditional student and you just go to class and come back to your room, you have to deal with that at the university, and that's it. They don't have to talk about. A traditional student, they don't have to go through a coach. They don't have to worry about extra running. They don't have to worry about sitting out at games. They don't have to worry about being suspended from their team. They don't have to worry about any of that stuff. But you do. So if that's the case, you have to make sure that you're very careful as far as your surroundings are concerned. Again, this video is not to demonize alcohol. My personal belief is you should have a social life. You get to decide if that's going to include alcohol or not. You get to decide that. I don't get to decide that. You get to decide that. But social life, absolutely. Absolutely. You should have a social life in college. You should be conversing with others. You should be getting to know people. Like, ain't nothing wrong with that. But you'd be naive to think that you can just walk out there willy-nilly without a plan with so much, like you don't have anything at stake, because you have so much at stake. Now, this video, again, this is just a starter video. This is the pregame. This is just a scout report before the big game. If you want that big game, how to operate once you actually get to the party, once you actually get to the kickback, I got that as well. I can upload that and make sure you have that. But as always, whether it's on the court or off in the classroom, I hope this video brought you some value. Make sure you graduate at the top of your class. Hoop louder.
Hoop loud.